Hello guys, and welcome back to your 6th JavaScript tutorial. And the last video we covered the syntax for an else statement. In this, we'll be covering what functions are and how to declare them. So, in JavaScript, let me get rid of this. We've been using functions a lot, like alert. In the last ones we had alert, and then we put a string in, and we would execute the string. It would make a little box and say on that box whatever the content of that string was. Now this alert, it's called a function. It's what we use to basically just put stuff to the screen, like make a little box and alert the user. We also been using functions too, like we also do different functions like document.write. And we would do stuff like hello world. That was the first thing we coded, I believe. Now, so technically document.write and alert are the same thing, but for simplicity's sake, let's just call document.write a method, and we're calling the alert a function. So yeah, but in the end result, it's kind of the same. They behave the same way, okay? But practically every time you're coding real Java, when you're in actual deployment of JavaScript, you're going to be creating your own custom functions. And to do this, I'm going to teach you that right now. So to start it off, we type in the word function, then the name of your function. Let's call this my function. Then we'll open and close parentheses. I'll get to that later. And now inside of this will be the code you're going to execute. So alert, let's just alert. The function has started. So when we call this function, anything inside of these two curly braces are going to be executed. So the alert. So when we call this, we're going to have an alert. So let's just so now we're going to call a function. So to call a function, you type in the name of it, my function, you open and close parentheses, we'll get to that just in a bit, and then you put a semicolon because that's a statement itself. So we can save this and go into our browser and reload, and let's see, the function has started. So that was pretty expected, because because I just told you that, because that's the alert. So this isn't a very complex function, so that was obviously expected. But now let's make this slightly more complex by teaching you what the purpose of these are. So you know how when we used alert, it was kind of like this. We had that. It looked almost exactly like my function, except it was called alert. But also, to use alert, we had a string in there, and the string we'd have our content of what we'd be saying. So what was that? Oh, yeah, we have the content we were saying, like hi. So, but this one is a little different. This one doesn't have this right here. This piece of data that we gave to the function is called a parameter or an argument. And in the function, my function, you can also have a parameter or argument, so the function can use. It's data that the code inside the function can use to so when you call it later, you can make it different from. You can make one call for the function have a different result than the other one. Like alerting hi has a different result than alerting happy or whatever like that. But it has a different result, but it has the same process of creating the same thing. So nearly exactly the code is the same, but there's just one factor that changed, and that factor can be determined by the parameter list. So the parameter, let's just add a parameter. Let's call this parameter content. In reality, a parameter is actually a variable, and so when you call the function, you're giving a value to the variable. So let's get rid of this, and let's have them alert the content. So when you call the function, what's going to happen is that we're going to put in the parameter list, the argument list, the value for the variable content, and then inside the function we well, then it's going to alert that. So my function, and then let's say hello with a W, or doesn't matter. So it can reload, and then it says see hello. But if we change this to hi there, then it would still, the only thing that would be changing is the message. See? Now, you might be thinking like, okay, this is pretty dumb, it's just like alerting. But functions get a lot more complex. Like, it may not seem very useful now, but in the future, it'll, when you get into far more complex coding, it'll make a lot more sense. So this is basically it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.